You've been sitting around, waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, the perfect plan, the sign from the universe that now is the time to change your life. And let me tell you something straight up. It's not coming. Motivation is not coming to rescue you. That spark you're waiting for, that magical rush of energy that will suddenly make you want to hit the gym, start the business, study for that exam, or have the hard conversation you've been avoiding. It's not going to show up out of nowhere. And the truth is, it doesn't need to. Because you don't need motivation. You need action. We've been sold this lie that successful people wake up every day feeling motivated, ready to take on the world. That they bounce out of bed with a smile, craving discipline, craving the grind. That is absolute garbage. I've talked to billionaires, athletes, authors, leaders, you name it. And guess what? Most days, they don't feel like doing the hard stuff either. They don't feel motivated. They feel tired, distracted, insecure, and overwhelmed, just like you do. The difference is, they've built the ability to act anyway. That's the secret. The difference between the person you are now and the person you want to become isn't more motivation, it's action. Small, consistent, annoying, sometimes boring, sometimes terrifying action. And here's the kicker. Motivation comes after you act, not before. Think about it. Have you ever sat there, procrastinating, putting something off, and then when you finally force yourself to start, suddenly you feel momentum? Suddenly you're like, why didn't I just do this sooner? That's because action drives motivation, not the other way around. But here's the problem. You've trained yourself to wait. You've built a habit of hesitation. You wake up and hit snooze. You stare at the email you know you need to send, but you overthink it. You sit on the couch instead of putting on your shoes. And every time you hesitate, every time you wait, you reinforce that waiting is your default mode. And then you tell yourself a story. I'll do it later. I'll start Monday. I'll wait until I feel ready. Let me tell you something you may not want to hear. You will never feel ready. Read that again. You will never feel ready. The truth is, your brain is wired to stop you from doing anything uncomfortable, uncertain, or scary. It's a survival mechanism. You hesitate, your brain senses danger, and boom, it pulls the emergency brake. That's why starting feels so hard. That's why taking action feels impossible. Your mind is literally working against you. So how do you beat it? You outsmart it. You stop waiting for your feelings to line up with your goals. You stop waiting for confidence, for courage, for clarity. You take action before you feel like it. You trick your brain. And that's where my 5-second rule came from. You count backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you move. That's it. You close the gap between knowing what you need to do and actually doing it. Because if you don't move within 5 seconds, your brain will kill the idea. You'll talk yourself out of it. You'll let fear or laziness win. But if you launch yourself before your excuses show up, you win. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. Now let me be crystal clear. It's not going to feel good at first. Taking action when you don't feel like it sucks. Waking up at 5 a.m. sucks. Starting a workout when your body wants to quit sucks. Writing the first sentence of that book you've been dreaming about sucks. But do it anyway. Because action is not about feeling good in the moment. It's about creating the future you want. You think successful people feel like doing hard things? No. They do them because they understand this. The price of growth is discomfort. The cost of success is sacrifice. And the reward? The reward is freedom. The reward is confidence. The reward is looking in the mirror and knowing you kept a promise to yourself. Let me tell you the truth you've been avoiding. You're never going to think your way into a new life. You're never going to daydream your way into better health, more money, stronger relationships. The only way to change is to act. Tiny, uncomfortable, daily action. And here's the beauty. You don't need to change everything at once. You don't need a 90-day plan or a perfect roadmap. You don't need to wait until you feel strong. You just need to move. You just need to start. Do one push-up, read one page, write one paragraph, send one email, one action. That's all it takes to shift your momentum. Because once you start moving, everything changes. Momentum is powerful. It builds confidence. It rewires your brain. It proves to yourself that you can. And when you see yourself taking action, when you start to stack those wins, something magical happens. You stop waiting for motivation and you start becoming the kind of person who acts no matter what. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? What excuse have you been telling yourself? That you don't have time? You do? That you're too tired? You're not. That you'll fail? Maybe you will, but you'll learn. That it's too late? Wrong. It's never too late. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you're telling yourself. Change the story. And here's the hard truth. Nobody is coming to do it for you. Nobody is going to knock on your door and say, "Hey, today's the day you change your life." Nobody is going to chase you off the couch. Nobody is going to drag you to the gym. Nobody is going to start the business for you. That's on you. Your dreams, your goals, your life. It's your responsibility. And yes, that's heavy, but it's also liberating. Because if it's on you, then you have the power to change it. I want you to hear me. If you're waiting for motivation, you're wasting your life. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop looking for the perfect moment. Take action now. Count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Start before you're ready. Start before you feel confident. Start before you know exactly how it's going to work out. Just start. Because action, not motivation, is the key. Look, your life is passing by. Every day you wait is a day you don't get back. A day closer to regret. A day further from your dreams. But today can be different. Right now, in this moment, you can decide to stop waiting and start acting. You can decide to take control. You can decide to live, not later, not someday, today. You don't need motivation. You need movement. You don't need inspiration. You need initiation. You don't need to feel ready. You need to be brave enough to start when you don't. That's the truth. That's the power. And that's how you change your life. So here's the deal. The next time you think, I want you to stop. And I want you to say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Don't think, don't hesitate, don't wait, just move. And when you do, you'll discover that you never needed motivation. You just needed to take action. Because motivation isn't the spark. You are.